Man, Stephen A. is supposed to piss me off today. By the way, hey, hello. It's Christmas time here on the Unfiltered podcast. It is Christmas time because today is the start of the NBA season. I'm in my studio here trying to clean up here because I got to record another podcast tonight. Actually, I got to record, I think, 2 podcasts tonight, actually, on the main feed. But I wanted to jump in here because Stephen A. Smith really pissed me off. I'm going through my daily consumption of media and going through First Take and all the shows I watch throughout the day. And in honor of the NBA season starting, Stephen A. Revealed his top 5 duos in the league. Now, granted, his top 4 actually like. Number 5 though, what the fuck you doing, dude? What are you doing? He put Paul George and Kawhi Leonard in the top 5. Now, listen. In another planet where injuries were a thing, they'd be in the top 3 probably. Because when Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are healthy, that Clippers team is arguably the best team in basketball on paper, best roster on paper when they're healthy. But that's the problem; they're never healthy. And I'm done trusting that franchise. I'm done trusting that team. It is what it is with those guys. And if they this year somehow figure it out, then fine, cool. And I'll be wrong on that. But there's no way I can put those 2 guys in the top 5, man. That is ridiculous to me, man. Top 5 duo in basketball? No, bullshit. That's crap. So it got me thinking. Screw it. We're doing this feed on Phil Podcast. Is this off the cuff stuff here on this feed? Let me give you my top 5 duos entering the year. And this is a lot harder than people give it credit for because there's a couple of guys here. There's probably a new duo in my top 5 that hasn't proven anything yet. A semi-new duo in here too as well. A duo's been together for about 7 years and with a lot of success. Excuse me. I'm home so I'm storting and whatever. Number 5 for me, I'm going to go Giannis and Dame. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Dame Lillard in Milwaukee. And the only number 5 because we haven't seen it yet. We've seen it in preseason, but we haven't seen it yet. And until we see it, I can't judge it. Now, I expect them to be great. I expect them to be, if I did this list, say back, going to April, I'll probably have them in the top 3. But they're new. But I have them 5 as a holding pattern. Okay, that's why I have them 5. But I do think that when we have this conversation in the months to come, this will change. Then we'll up higher in my list. Okay? Number 4, I got AD, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James. Obviously the big issue is the injuries, and of course in LeBron's case is he's turning 39 in December. That's definitely something that you have to at least bank for. But what have I been saying for the last couple of years? Even going back to the bubble year. If those 2 guys are healthy, this team is arguably, the favorites to win the West, possibly the NBA title. Now that was something that I was saying for a couple of years. The NBA's landscape has shifted a little bit in the last 2 years, so it's not so pronounced now. But you did see last year a Laker team went from a bottom-feeding Western Conference team the first month of the year, and then by the end of the season, they were playing for the Final 4 to go to the NBA Finals. Okay, so and you saw because of the health of this team, they figured things out. We did that roster the whole 9. So you have to give AD and LeBron their due. So number 4 for me is AD and LeBron. Number 3, I got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. And we got a little taste of that last year of they played 8 games together the end of the year and in the playoffs, of course. You saw those 2 guys are lethal. That Denver series in second round of playoffs, probably the only series where Denver got any pushback through the playoffs. Those 2 guys were amazing. Offensive talent galore, shooting. Obviously, the issue of the Suns is going to be building around them. They obviously got Bradley Beal. They got a couple of decent pieces around there. I like this Phoenix team going at least into the Western Conference Finals this year. We'll see how that plays out going forward. But those 2 guys obviously do balance each other. And for the record, say what about Kevin Durant and the team hopping, all the stuff he's done through his career. It is amazing, though, that no matter where he goes, he's always a perfect fit. He fit well in Oklahoma City. He fit well in Brooklyn. He fit well in Golden State. He fits well in Phoenix. Because that dude just wants the ball. That's all he wants to do is play basketball. Doesn't give a shit about all the other things, all the noise on that, which of course he does care because look, you don't make burner accounts if you don't give a shit what people say about you. But that dude, though, as a basketball fit, no matter what team he goes on, he always seems to fit because he gets it. He totally gets it. Number 2, got to go the tried and true, man. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. This is the same guys who've gone to 5 East Conference Finals in 7 years, 1 NBA Finals, 2 wins for an NBA title 2 years ago. Give double its due. I'm not a Celtics fan, obviously, but these two guys, it just works. It fits. I have my reservations about Jason Tatum as a top 5 player. You guys saw on the Earthquake podcast when we did our rankings a few weeks back with myself, Zach, and Chris. I had Tatum just outside the top 5. And by the way, a lot of publications who do these same things, these top 25 lists, whatever players, most of them agree with me. Most of them don't have him in the top 5 either. I have him number 6. Some of you have him lower than that. But those two guys together are, offensively speaking, the most potent offensive unit we've seen in the last half decade. It's just about getting the job done at the end. That's the only issue. But these guys are still top 2, and they deserve the respect and all the flowers. Number one for me, gotta go the champs. Jokic and Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, in Denver. That run last year. And it's funny, you watch those two guys, like Murray's had a couple of seasons where he dealt with some knee injuries and all that. Last year he was finally healthy, and they just got better and more lethal as the year went on. As the playoffs progressed, they just got more and more lethal. By the time you get to the NBA Finals, those two were unstoppable. I mean, it was a game 3 where they both had triple-doubles. And they just bounce off of each other. Not just as a basketball unit, but also as a personality fit. They just fit well. Like, it has kind of like a San Antonio Spurs feel to it, somewhat. Not necessarily saying that the style of play is dissimilar, but just the way they approach the game and just the seriousness of it all. They're not very flashy, just get the job done. You got to give them the flowers. I mean, I know it's the first year and a couple seasons where they've been healthy together, but when you see the way the year ended last year, to see the way that things flow that team, those two guys just bounce off well each other. They have to be the best time in basketball right now. Okay, even though Tatum Brown's not longer, Tatum Brown has won a title. None of these guys here, outside AD and LeBron, and age is the issue on that end, and injuries. None of the guys won a title together yet. So, I gotta give Jokic and Murray the flowers. So again, for review, my top 5 duos in the NBA heading into the season that starts tonight. Thank you, Lord. I got Giannis and Dame. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard at 5. I got Anthony Davis and LeBron James number 4. I got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker number 3. I got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown number 2. And I got the champs, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray at number 1. So, there's my top 5 duos entering this NBA season. Enjoy the first batch of games tonight. Later.